The situation remained stagnant as Kodo spiraled further into the abyss of alcohol, losing sight of his purpose, ideals, and even his own identity. For 3 consecutive months, Kodo lived a life devoid of meaning, appearing as a mere shell of the once vibrant and charismatic individual he used to be. A coward, escaping from the haunting memories of a painful past, each day seemed to blend into the next, a monotonous cycle of waking to the haze of a hangover, stumbling through the motions of survival, and seeking refuge once more in the numbing embrace of alcohol. The world outside continued its relentless march forward, indifferent to Kodo's descent into darkness, but amidst the suffocating fog of his despair, an unexpected visitor breached the walls of Kodo's solitude. A chimpanzee named Joku arrived unannounced at Kodo's doorstep, a beacon of light in the shadowy recesses of his existence. In his intoxicated haze, Kodo could hardly comprehend who this stranger was or the purpose behind his visit. Faced with Kodo's confused query, Joku, a 57-year-old scholar with a weathered face and piercing eyes, slowly revealed his identity and mission. "I am Joku, a scholar who has come to you on a mission," he declared, his voice carrying a weight of solemnity. As he stepped into the cluttered confines of Kodo's room, Joku's gaze swept over the disarray and pungent odor that hung in the air. Disappointed by Kodo's current state, he remarked, "You really don't deserve the body your parents gave you." Startled by the blunt assessment, Kodo struggled to process Joku's words. Was this stranger an acquaintance or friend of his late father, Natsu, the former guerrillist president? The mere thought stirred a tumult of emotions within him, dredging up memories long buried beneath layers of pain and regret. However, Joku's response carried a revelation that sent a shiver down Kodo's spine. "No. I am your father's friend, your biological father who brought you into this world," he uttered with a gentle smile, unraveling a truth that Kodo had not expected. The revelation hung heavy in the air, casting a pall over the room as Kodo grappled with the implications of Joku's words. It was a revelation that shattered the fragile semblance of normalcy that Kodo had clung to amidst the chaos of his existence. For years, Kodo had wandered adrift in a sea of uncertainty, haunted by the specter of his past and the unanswered questions that lingered in its wake. Now, faced with the truth of his lineage, he found himself teetering on the precipice of a newfound understanding, a reckoning with the demons that had long plagued him. As the weight of Joku's revelation settled upon him, Kodo felt a stirring of something long dormant within his soul, a flicker of hope amidst the darkness that threatened to engulf him. It was a glimmer of possibility, a chance for redemption in the face of his own self-imposed exile. Gathering his thoughts, Kodo met Joku's gaze with a newfound sense of resolve. "Why have you come to me now?" he asked, his voice tinged with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Joku's response was measured, his words laden with purpose. "I have come to offer you a chance at redemption." "Kodo," he explained, his tone solemn yet unwavering. "To help you reclaim the life that has slipped through your fingers and find the strength to confront the darkness that threatens to consume you." For a moment, silence hung heavy between them, punctuated only by the rhythmic ticking of the clock on the wall. Kodo felt the weight of Joku's words settle upon him, a burden and a promise intertwined. But even as uncertainty gnawed at the edges of his resolve, Kodo sensed the stirring of something deep within him, a flicker of determination amidst the desolation of his despair. It was a spark of hope, fragile yet resilient, that dared to defy the darkness that had long held him captive. With a nod, Kodo acknowledged Joku's offer, his heart heavy with the weight of the journey that lay ahead. But as he stood on the threshold of redemption, he knew that he could no longer turn away from the path that beckoned him, a path fraught with challenges, yet illuminated by the possibility of a new beginning.